So yesterday I put out this poll asking what was the best remake, Dead Space Remake or the Resident Evil 4 remake. Currently right now as I record this video it's well over 7,000 votes, which is a little bit above my average vote numbers. That lets me know that it's a bigger conversation going on. This is a question that I've been asking people and I've been asked myself, being that I'm a massive Dead Space fan and I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Now, full disclosure, I am an EA creator and I'm a Capcom creator. That happened this year. So I've skinned in the game, so to speak, for both of them. I have a very strong affection for both titles in particular, and I've played both of them beginning to end twice already, and this is one that I still wrestle with. But they dropped the Ada Wong DLC, which for me I damn near enjoyed more than the full game in some aspects. So if you can, please drop a like on the video, it really helps out with the algorithm, and comment any of your thoughts down below. I imagine this one's going to have a lot of different opinions on it, so please comment down below. Open to the Game Awards. I think I'm going to be doing these little one-off case buildings for why certain games should definitely be considered the game of the year. So next one up will be Resident Evil 4 Remake.
It has to be different.
So whenever the original Resident Evil 4 dropped back on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not looking that up, it really changed the game. It was such a leap graphically and just mechanically. Like it was nothing like you had ever seen. And I had a GameCube at that time. I remember playing it thinking like, well, the way that it looks now, the remake, that's how me and a lot of us thought it looked back then, just at that time, because we hadn't saw anything like we see today. So during that time, if you go back, we thought it looked exactly like it looks today. 4K, Unreal Engine, RE4 engine, RE engine, and it was absolutely spectacular. It changed the game when it comes to gaming in a way, actually just the genre of the third person, like over the shoulder, like that whole third person action adventure type route. It really changed the game and it's so iconic. But going to Dead Space, it also did a similar thing. I mean, it looked fantastic when it came out. So many people, even still to this day, on both games say a remake was not needed. Partially that's true. I mean, the original still hold up, but for me, any game that I loved from back in the day, 10, 15 years old, that looks pretty rough now, even though some people don't mind the graphics, but I would love to see those games remade in today's engine, with today's graphic, with today's haptic feedback. I 100% to replay those games in today's standards is fantastic to me. I personally love remakes whenever they're done right. And also too, from a game development standpoint, it's a safer bet. This year has been absolutely amazing. In my opinion, the best gaming year of all time. That's just my opinion. But also it's the most brutal and saddest, seems like, as well, because there's been so many cuts and layoffs and studios shut down and all kind of bullshit that's just flooded this year, and partially because these game companies work on a game for so many years, and if the game comes out and the Metacritic isn't what they want it to be and the sales isn't what they want it to be, even if the game is good and the user credit is fantastic, they shut it down and they fucking fire everybody. So, and that's when they usually do a new IP or they start on a new game. So it's such a gamble for them to take. I would much rather, at least sometimes, for them to go back to a guaranteed IP like Dead Space or Resident Evil 4, 3, 2, whatever, revamp it up in today's engine, today's graphics, and put that out, because they know that it's going to be an audience that's going to love that game. They have to worry about if they say, hey, they fucked up the story, this or that. They know, you know. So that's just me and why I personally do not mind remakes. You know, I do like new IPs, but sometimes I just want a slam dunk, and I think some of these devs sometimes just need a slam dunk to prolong their career for another 3 to 4 years for them to jump on another title. So from a horror standpoint, I never found Resident Evil 4 that scary. Now Dead Space scared the fucking shit out of me. I still do. So that was a scarier game, which also probably hinders my replayability because I don't want to be fucking scared all the time, you know? So sometimes I want to kick back and play, but Dead Space, no matter what, I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck, it's a necromorph, you know? So Resident Evil 4, the zombie guys coming at you, kind of shoot them. It's a little more arcadey. So, but there was always like a little negative that I had towards Resident Evil 4 up until you got to the regurgitators. And of course, that section was fucking terrifying. But I'd never played the Separate Ways DLC. I didn't know. I thought it was a brand new thing that they had just did for this year, which obviously is not. But to me, the Separate Ways DLC was damn near scarier than the main game. I played it here on the channel. I think that's the title I ended up settling on, was this game is scarier than the main game. And for me, it was. I mean, they had of course the island section, but it seemed like it was just more drawn out and just overall just way more fucking terrifying. So you mix that in with having the fear factor. Now, even though it's a DLC, I put it in as one package. So for me, that's exactly why it is basically one game for me, and why, in my opinion, it edges out. Do I need to pause that? It edges out Dead Space for me. In my opinion, Resident Evil 4 is the greatest remake of all time. And they had a lot of remakes. I know a lot of people were saying Metroid Prime Remaster. I didn't put that on the poll last night because I know it's going to be like 29 dickheads in the comment going,
but it got remaster in the title, so it can't be a remake, dumbass.
The comments go crazy, bro. I can't post anything nowadays. We getting too many eyes on us. I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, but anything, that's another video, bro. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why I didn't really mention Metroid. And I actually hadn't personally played Metroid. I have it on the, I'm pulling a Dreamcast guy. I have it on the Switch right here. So I have it. I purchased it, but I haven't had time to play it because I'm either playing something off camera for the channel or I'm playing on camera for the channel. So I'd rather have time to play for myself. And that would definitely be a game that I would play for myself, that I plan on doing when I go on break right after Christmas coming up. But right now, for me, I don't know any other remake that's better than Resident Evil 4. I mean, please tell me down in the comments. We have Snake Eater coming. I mean, from the footage we've seen, that looks good. I don't know any other game right now, especially with the DLC and what they was able to pull off. Hell, I don't even think Resident Evil 4, was it full price? Now, should remakes be considered for game of the year? This is something I've always battled with because in my personal opinion, I always said they shouldn't, because if a game comes out and it drops and, like, you know, it has the full rollout like they did in 2005, 2006, whenever the original game came out, the title, the name is already there, and then the game is out. So it shouldn't be considered years later again to be a brand new game since the IP has already been used. If game development takes 2 to 3 years just to remake this title, I mean, that's just the same, if not longer than it would take for a new IP. So I guess it should, especially if they slap remake on it. But if that's the case, for me, in my opinion, one of my favorite games of the year, my top 3 favorite games of the year, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, to me, was a totally new game from the Cyberpunk original game that launched in 2020, from the mechanics, from the AI, from the audio, from the loot system was changed, everything was completely changed. Then they gave us a new story that was, what, I don't know, 10 hours, 15 hours, whatever the fuck it was. So to me, Phantom Liberty is a new game and should be considered for game of the year. That's just my opinion. I know that's not going to be the case, but yeah, so I'm conflicted. So I think, in my opinion, it's either they do it and they consider DLCs and expansions consideration for game of the year, or they just leave them out completely. Or I've had some people say, well, we should have a best remake of the year category, and I agree too, but however, that's going to be up and down depending on what remakes are out for the year. Are we going to have 6 remakes every year? Probably not. So that can't be, you know, that can't be a category. But that's just my opinion. I do these videos to talk and hear y'all's feedback. So tell me what you think about everything RE4. Is RE4 the greatest remake of all time? Did you enjoy Resident Evil 4 more than you like Dead Space, or is Dead Space to go? Because they are making a Dead Space 2 remake, and I think that one's going to really fucking pop. EMOTES, they do good work. So I don't know. I want to hear back from you. We will be streaming the Game Awards on December 7th, 100%. Then we'll be doing like a big Christmas giveaway. Is what I've been working my ass off all year to get to. The Game Awards have a sizable crowd in there. Everyone's excited, just having a good time. So I hope you will be there. We'll have more about that in the coming weeks. But they will be announcing the Game Award nominees, I would imagine, in like 6 to 7 days. And I will be doing a stream for that, live reacting and talking about all the Game Award nominees and see who is going to get, what's the word? Scuffed? Not scuffed. Snubbed. See what game is going to get snubbed, because somebody, it's only 6 spots and it's too many games. So someone's definitely going to get snubbed. I hope you're there to watch it with me. So till next time, where did everybody go?
Bingo.